that really we believe that this integration will be more and more important. And now I will focus on which are the elements that are telling me and some of my other colleagues that the business world is actually changing, is moving towards a certain direction. I would like to show you something and go through some slides that first come from US authors or US groups of consultants. This is a statement from what is considered America's most influential group of corporate leaders, so CEO of very important organization. It's called the Business Roundtable. In last year, and right before the pandemic emergency, they came with a sort of manifesto in which they started to list a series of things that should make the organization a little bit more advanced to be ready for the challenges of the future. And actually, they didn't think that the challenges of the future, they would have been way higher than what they expected in the beginning of 2019, but it goes exactly in this direction. And you see in red, I tried to mark a little bit which are the most important part. Invest in employees, support the community, generating long-term value for shareholders, not just for stockholders. So this is the idea that making profit should not be the only purpose of the organization, not even a purpose. And so there are so many authors now, Simon Sinek, Philip Kotler, that we will see, that basically are saying that the organization should change. They should move from the approach that, the only objective is the bottom line, to the fact that they should be more open to an idea of stakeholders that, of course, first include the employee, the community, the regional area. Now, what this has to do with Italy? Well, because basically we have not all, of course, but we have a part of our organization that has been always putting these things first rather than the bottom line results. This has been a point of strength and a weakness. A point of strength because it allowed the creation of a more human-centric type of organization, the one that we study, that you can study if you come here to study in Florence, in Italy. And this has to do with visiting organizations that really started the business because they were passionate for it, not because they wanted to get an economic and monetary reward. So this is very present in the family business, that they started the business and they want to compete. Of course, a family business that has a time horizon of years, of course, has to invest in the employee. Of course, they have to be supporting to the community. And of course, that they have to generate long-term value for the shareholder, because these organizations are not formed by managers that just see the quarterly result. They see the long-term result in the medium-long term. And that's very important for organization. This is a quote from Philip Kotler today that says that citizens need to re-examine our capitalist assumption and emerge from this terrible period with a new, more equitable form of capitalism. So we basically need a form of leadership. When we were in the world of the bottom line, that's the only thing that counts, we probably needed the type of leaders that they needed the technical skills, because they had to make the bottom line result as a priority. Now we need leaders that instead have to do many more things. That's why we need leaders that expand their horizon. We need leaders that go outside of the comfort zone, start to move, and also come at least for a semester to study in a different part of the world. That could be doing an experience in Italy. And Philip Kotler in another book says, that's another example, that, for instance, marketing is moving from, selling products, developing products, functional, very, oriented. I had to start a new product, make money. Yeah, that type of managers to a marketing 3.0 where the objective is make the world a better place, to start a business with a vision. I don't start a business because I think that I can make a lot of money. Oh, this is something that, will allow me to make a lot of money in the short term. No, but because I want to have an impact. I want to determine a change. I want to put values as the key marketing concept. So we now observe organizations that they don't just advertise their product. They advertise what they do. We saw in the pandemic, a lot of Italian companies, they started to talk about what they did to save the jobs of their employee, what they did to increase the support that they gave to the local communities in which they operate in a very difficult period. So there is a huge shift. There's a huge shift in marketing. Customers do not just choose an organization only because it has interesting product, but because the organization has values, is real, is made by people. And so we need people. We don't need just products. We need leaders. We need people that are open-minded, that are able to create this type of organization. Because to be honest, in the past, not necessarily. I did an MBA in the 90s in one of the most known business school of Europe in Milan, Bocconi, in the international class. To be honest, what they taught us at that time was not to be complete leader, because we were probably in this area. They taught us how to make very well market research, how to analyze data. I understood the importance of social skill being a trainer. And actually, I have always been so much for pro soft skills that actually I really hope that this change would be more and more visible in the whole global business environment.